Welcome! We're kicking things off with the very first explainer for the ChaanAİkya project. And hey, right off the bat, it's pronounced just like ChaanAİkya. We're starting here, at ground zero, because every great strategy, every single one, is built on a solid foundation. Today, we're digging into the integrity of that foundation, the source code of your strategy. So, let's just start with a really crucial question, one that every leader and every builder needs to ask. Is your strategy built on solid rock? Or is it kind of just floating on mist? Are you standing on something you can verify, a real truth, or just a popular summary of what somebody thinks is the truth? Trust me, the difference is absolutely everything. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to use what we call the 4 V's of a validated foundation. We'll start with the voice, then get into the vibe, understand the value, and then wrap up with a little challenge we call the venture. Pretty straightforward, right? That's our roadmap. All right, first stop, the voice of the source. Before you can build anything that lasts, you have to find the master code. We need to get a handle on what makes a source truly authoritative, a real bedrock you can actually build on. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because it highlights a huge problem. On one side, you've got these popular summaries. They're often based on just a single, maybe incomplete manuscript. They're quirky, they're prone to errors. But on the other side, you've got what scholars call a critical edition. This is the gold standard. A perfect example is R.P. Kangle's incredible work on the ancient text, the Arthaśāstra. He didn't just find one version and translate it. He hunted down all the available material to create one single verifiable map. And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote illustrates his mission perfectly. Kangle himself said his work was an attempt to supply the need of a critical edition. He saw all the confusion from these conflicting versions and just decided to fix it. He set out to create one reliable source from tons of fragments, even finding a super rare 12th century manuscript with parts that everyone else had lost. So, here's the game changer. It's a detail that seems so small you could almost miss it. Kangle prominently numbered every single line of text, every sutra. Why is that such a big deal? Because it turns the text from just a story into an auditable database. It creates a map where you can trace every single claim back to its exact location in the source code. It basically makes misinterpretation impossible. Okay, let's move on to our second V and see how this all connects. We're going to take this ancient idea of textual integrity and link it directly to a massive problem in the modern business world, the vibe of validation. Just check out this parallel. Relying on some popular, unverified summary of an ancient text, that's exactly like a CEO who's obsessed with vanity metrics. Things that look impressive, lots of clicks, big download numbers, but they don't have any real accuracy. It can lead you to what Ries famously called achieving failure. But Kangle's critical edition, that gives you actionable metrics. Verifiable, standardized data, it's the antidote to strategic hallucination. And this ties right into the whole concept of validated learning from the startup world. See, it's not about looking busy or having flashy numbers. It's about proving, with data, that you've actually discovered valuable empirical truths that will help you move forward. It's all about valuing verifiable truth over just a good-looking story. Which brings us to V3, the value of integrity. So what? Why does all this intense focus on the source really matter? Well, because this commitment, this integrity, is the very engine of a powerful strategy. And this right here, this slant kind of brings it all together. Think of it like our formula. We start with the voice. That's the verified ancient wisdom of ChaanAİkya, our master code. Then we amplify that with the vibe, using modern tools like AI to scan for global examples. And the fusion of that ancient voice and that modern vibe, that's what creates the value. Clear, actionable insights. And that value, that's what gives you the confidence to venture ahead. What's really cool is how deep this commitment goes. It's right there in the name itself. That dotted capital I in ChaanAİkya, it's not just for style. It actually represents the egoless observer. It's a symbol of that scholarly humility that Kangle showed, the discipline to present the source as it is, without twisting it with your own personal bias. So here's the bottom line for any leader listening right now. Your strategy is only as strong as its source code. Popularity is a vanity metric. Real, verifiable accuracy, that's the ancient soil from which truly strong ventures grow. And that leads us to our final V, the venture of auditing. This is where we go from theory to practice. This is your challenge. So I want you to actually try this. First, find one authoritative rule or best practice in your organization. Something everyone just accepts as fact. Second, audit its source. Go all the way back. Is it just one person's opinion, a single manuscript, or is it a critical addition, a truth that's actually been cross-verified? And finally, for your next big project, create an audit trail. Make sure every single strategic decision can be cited back to a verified baseline. This is the question you need to be asking yourself and your team when you really look at your company's core beliefs and how you do things. What are they actually built on? Is it the business version of a single, maybe flawed manuscript? Or have you done the hard work of creating a critical addition of your own institutional wisdom? And we'll leave you with this final thought. Your entire venture, your company, your career, your project, it all stands on something. Do you actually know what that something is? Do you know its source code?